guys, welcome to a new session. As promised, today we'll be designing a very simple logo. As you can see on our screen, we have a Z logo. So by God's grace, we are going to be designing this logo together today. So let's get ready and let's get into action. So firstly, let's clear out our screen to have a pure background. So we can firstly insert our background, that is, we can firstly import our background, or we can import it after we are done with the design. But for now, let's firstly input the background. So for us to insert our background, you come to here on this lower circular or lower hexagon, then you click on import to import the background from the gallery. So regarding the background and all other things, I will be supplying you the material, so you find it more easy to carry on your assignments. So I'm trying to locate where I put or where I downloaded the background, trying to check for the background. Okay, so here is the background we'll be using. Press OK. There's no need for us to crop it, just press OK. Then now, do not forget, how do you call it, we made mention of what the size of the image or the background you want to use. So for this work, let's check the size. I already resized it before, so let's check the size. So the size is 1000 by 700. So you can adjust the size to 1000 by 700, and when you insert the image it doesn't cover that, you can easily use your hand to draw it and cover the other space. So let's cover other space and see. Then to put it at the center, you use what relative position. You use the middle ones so that it will be at the center. Then you press your OK. Then you come here on this how do you call it, triangles, two triangles. You click it and you click this key. The key is to ensure that you lock the background so that it will not be moving when you are doing other things. This eyes you see is for you to see, that is to display or to hide the particular design. So for this, I've hide the design. So we'll be designing on this new template, that is this new background. So let's get ready. The first thing is what we go to A. This small A, I told us that what A is where we manipulate text. So you click plus to add text, then you click edit to add the text you want to add. So you write Z, then you press OK. So the next thing is for us to pick fonts for it. So for the fonts, I use this font, which is under the font that the Pixlr brought itself. So I use this font. You can see the one I click on, so that's the font I use. I press OK, and the next thing is for us to increase the size of the Z. So after increasing the size, you can see that the highest size you can increase with this how do you call it, line is what 255. So you can use hand to increase it more than that. So you increase it and place it at the middle, then you press OK and use relative position to place it at the middle, and you press OK and you lock that as well. Lock it. Then the next thing you want to do is we pick a shape. So you come to this hexagon below and pick a shape here. So you want to pick rectangle or rather square. So you edit it this level, you edit it like this. Then you press OK. Then the next thing is for us to change the color. So for you to change the color, you come to color here and enable color. Then you can see it shows red. So then the next thing is for us to place it at center as well, relative position. So it is at the center. But if you look at it, the space between the edge of the Z and the rectangle above and that of it below is what is far different. So you can just use hand to adjust that, so that we make sure that we have relatively almost the same shape or the same size. So this is what I'm saying. Then the next thing is for us to combine the two the two figures, the Z and the what, and the rectangle. So to do that, you come up on this how do you call it, how do you call it, triangular structure like this. You come here, so you click on it, and you bring out all the elements or all the figures on your what, on your background, or all the elements you are working on. It will bring it at the left hand side. Then you can see this how do you call it, this icon that have mark and cross. You click on it, then it will bring a box like this. So the one you want to match together, or the one you want to put together, just mark it and have it at the back of your mind. If you group, you cannot ungroup except you press undo, so that it will take you to previous action. So you mark the two together, the two that you want to join together, you mark it. Then you come below to mark this, how do you call it, merge. This one, the third icon here. After delete, after this one that has pen, then the third icon here, you click it so you can confirm it by pressing OK. So it will merge them together. You can see it has joined them together. So they are now what, one single element. So the next thing is for us to go to where we have what, where we have erase color. You can see erase color here. So you press erase color and enable it. Now I told us the other day that as you enable the enable color, the color that is more likely to how do you call it, to be erased is white. But it is not white that we want to erase here. We want to erase the red. So you pick the dropper and click on the red color, and you press OK. You can see that it's removed what, it's removed the red color. So you press OK. Then you come back up here again and lock the elements. Then come back here. So we've locked the elements. Then the next thing we want to do is what, we pick a shape again, which is what, rectangle again. Adjust it, adjust the shape, and press OK. Then here we can, sorry, I'm trying to click on the shape. Okay, I'm trying to click on the shape because the color is white, so I don't see it well. So you can use this position to move it. You can see, to move it. Then we want to have relative size. So in relative size, you can, if this enable is enabled, it means the size, the height and the width will be what, will be reducing and will be adjusted simultaneously. But if you disable it, you can't adjust either of them based on how you want it without the other being affected. So we want to adjust the width. So you can see we are adjusting the width. Then place it at 50 and press OK. Then come back to relative position, place it at center horizontally. So then you press the next key, which is what, mark. Then you copy this. So press copy. Then use your position as well to bring it down. You can increase the movements to bring it down. Good. Then relative position to place it at the center. So you can see, then you press OK. So this, you can see that on the Z there is a red color that is showing. So we need to move this up a bit to cover that red color. So press OK. Okay, still need to move it down a bit to cover it. Good. Then the next thing is for us to join them again, to merge them. So the way we merge the other, come to the up here, then it will bring out the elements, then press this and it will bring out the box, and you merge them together. So you merge the three together and press merge, then you press OK to confirm. Then after that, press this mark, then you come here and lock again. Then you come here to dismiss this how do you call it, this face. So now the next thing we want to do is to give color to this. Now you can see on the other one, it is not just color that is there. What the kind of color we put there is what we regarded as what, as texture. So we are going to use texture. So you come to texture, then you press image. So I will send the texture to you as well. Go to the gallery where you have the texture. So texture, I'm looking for the texture. I'm looking for the texture. I want to trace where I downloaded it or where I put it. Let me check. Okay, it's not here. Let me see. I guess it should be here. Okay, so this is the texture. You can see. Press OK. And press OK. And you can see that the texture of what have changed. So the next thing is what we want to bring in our texts. Our text. So come back to the A text, then edit. So we write what is inside, which is what Zilotry. Then you press OK. Then you bring it to the middle. So the next thing is for us to change the font. The font I use is bigger over. So it is not a font from the Pixel Lab. It is the font that I downloaded by myself. So I will also send the font to you, and you will use RAR to export it and then install it into the Pixel Lab. So come to my fonts, then I search it bigger over. So this is it. Press OK. Then press OK. You can see that the font has changed. So the next thing is for us to increase the size. Increase the size. So put the size at 55. So everything has to do with what measurements. So as you put it at 55, then you put it at center. Put it at center of the Z. You can use your position to adjust. So now the next thing is for us to give it how do you call it, a texture as well, because it is not color that I use for it. I use texture for it as well. So go to texture and we trace the texture we use. So this is the texture I use for it. This. So you press OK. You can see that what the texture has changed. So the next thing is for us to do what, to give it stroke, which is what outline. You can see the stroke. So you can adjust the stroke, you can increase the stroke, but the stroke I use is how do you call it, 4. So you press OK. Then after we give it what, shadow. Enable the shadow. Then leave the opacity at 100, but reduce the blur to what? Reduce the blur to 3. Reduce the blur to 3. Then you press OK. Don't tamper with any other thing again. Just press OK. So now the next thing is for us to bring in the lower text, which is what experts of all time. So edit, you type experts of all time and you press OK. So for this, there's no need for us to change the how do you call it, the fonts. I use the normal fonts. So the next thing we want to do is I use texture for it as well. So instead of, if you want, you can use how do you call it, the texture I'm going to send for you. And if you want, instead of you using texture, you can easily come to color, then you click on plus, then use this dropper, and you can see, so you pick from the texture and you press OK, and you can see that the color has changed. Then you press mark. So the next thing for us to do is what, spacing. Want to do what how do you call it, letter spacing. Want to do letter spacing. You can do word spacing. Word spacing means the space between each word is going to increase, but want to do letter spacing. So you increase the letter spacing and put it at 15. Then you press OK and bring it to center. Bring it to center. Then now join this how do you call it, Z and the Zilotry together. Come here again, mark this, mark the box, not with the experts of all time, the Zilotry and what Z logo. Then you match them together and press OK. So they become one element. Then you mark this and reduce it a bit. And see, then you place this at the center for alignment. So So now we are done with the, how do you call it, with the arrangements. So now the next thing is what, we join them together. Press this and match them together without the background though, the Z and the what, and the expert of all time. Then press match and press OK. So we group them together. Then press this to dismiss this face. Then come back to what, to the hexagon logo here. So then you come back, scroll and come back to what, 3D shape. Press 3D shape, enable it. If you enable it, then the depth, reduce the depth to what, to, how do you call it, reduce the depth to 3. So the depth is at what, 3. Then how do you call it, the darkness, reduce the darkness, increase the darkness rather, increase the darkness to 100%. Increase the darkness to 100%. Then you press OK. You don't have business with any other thing there again. So the next thing is for you to come to emboss. So press emboss, enable emboss. You can see the effect of emboss. Then at here, place it at angle 50. Then you scroll down, the intensity, increase the intensity. Then the, how do you call it, the ambient light, to reduce that one, reduce it to 10. Then the spectacle hardness, you increase the spectacle hardness, to 55. Then how do you call it, the bevel. So you decrease the bevel, decrease the bevel, decrease it to 15, and we are good. Then you press OK, mark. So the next thing is for us to export it as what, image. So come here, press save as image, and I told you that if you want to save as image, you should always choose what, ultra or very high, but I prefer you choosing ultra. So you choose ultra and save to gallery, and it will render it to what, image. It's rendering it to image, so you need to be patient. So it has rendered it to image and it has been saved to our gallery. So let's quickly go to our gallery to check. So go to our gallery, and let's check Pixel. So you can see this is the logo, and we are done with it. So guys, I will send you the material. Make sure you emulate whatever step you see there and make sure you do it perfectly. See you in the next video.